Okay, now we are going to remove the fasteners that hold the exhaust elbow. As I said, these are 9/16 socket 1/2 inch bolts. All you need to do is get a ratchet wrench on there. Usually these things come out pretty easily. If they've been on too long, then you might find that they're seized up, but this engine's very well maintained, and as you see, they're coming right out. We've got our distributor wrench on this nut right here, and we're just going to keep loosening it until we get it to where it's pretty much finger tight, and then we can just back that nut out. We'll take care of the one that's on the other side as well. Exhaust hose clamps are already loosened, so we get this out of here, and then we're just going to lift this elbow up and off the studs, these back two studs that hold it on. And sometimes I like to use this little short stubby wrench to get in here when the distributor wrench has kind of done its job, but this is a little quicker, as they say, right? So there's a little bit of paint on the top of this nut, or the top of this stud rather, that's fighting the nut as I'm unthreading it, but it'll come off there pretty easy. And then I'll stop the video. I'll pull the other outside nut off and remove the two front fasteners, and then we can get this thing right out of here, right? All right, so let's get these two front bolts out. Save the washers, save the bolts. Sometimes when you buy these elbows, Crusader gives you new bolts in the package, but what I've discovered is some of those Crusader bolts that come in the package are actually too short. They're about 1/4 of an inch too short for some reason. But you know, you can see this one's a little corroded. We can actually clean that up and reuse this bolt. There's nothing wrong with that. Just it's cosmetic surface rust. And we'll get this one out of the outboard side here. Now you notice that rag right here. I took my pick and stuffed that rag through the hole. So while I'm doing this, it's actually wicking out the little bit of water that still is sitting inside that elbow between the block off plate, which has, like, they call it a wing plate. It's got like a little rain gutter around it, but it's sitting in there and sucking up what water is in there, because you want to avoid having any water go down into the engine if possible. And you'll see once I get this hose off, or this elbow off of here, I'm actually going to stuff a rag down into the exhaust tube, so that'll keep any water from really dumping down into the engine. Alright, so at this point I'm going to stop the video, pull that opposite stud to this on the other side, pull that one out, and then I'm going to remove the elbow.